Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, it's Kaga, and back after a little short break thanks to graduate school. Not going to dwell on that too much because you're all here for the gameplay more so than you are about the wonderful escapades of my scholastic career. So, what I have prepared for you today is a rather unusual video on the channel from World of Tanks. Long story short, I decided to log in fairly recently. Well, I guess within the last few weeks, decided to log in and give the game a little bit more attention. I guess that's not really a good way to say it. I've just been having one of those wonderful nights in War Thunder realistic ground battles and said, well, fuck it. We'll give this other game a try. And I think this was one of those matches when I just was not having a particularly good run of it because, haven't played it in a long time. Like, and by play it, I mean, take it seriously. And I wasn't expecting a lot, so you're going to see some of my meh gameplay. But not going to dwell on that a little too much. So what isn't in stock today? In stock? Wow, I'm tired. Got back home at midnight and decided that, yeah, I should honor my promise to upload something on Friday. Whoops. But anyway, so what do I have for you today is a series of three three gameplays or replays that feature the Type 61, and wow, that was a terrible shot. Okay, let's see if we can correct that. Okay, yep, there we go. That one hit. So, on their own, each one of these three games I'm going to showcase in this video really and truly is not worth putting up to YouTube because they're short. Each one is about 6 minutes long and doesn't really feature spectacular gameplay. But it's something for and again, this is one of those, I'm trying to make a statement here, and those of you who are regulars on the channel will know I love making statements. I love ranting, I love rambling, I love mumbling, all kinds of wonderful goodness. So today's topic is kind of that quintessential, you've taken a long break from the game and you're trying to get back into it. How do you do that? Well, I find that when it comes to playing a game, and I mean really playing a game, you run yourself into a bit of a trap. You actually get better doing it in terms of your reactionary ability, but at the same time you lull that part of your consciousness, the part that you're actually trying to use to assess situations and otherwise determine the correct courses of battle, you lull that into a false sense of security because you keep running into this, I've seen this 1,000 times, I've seen this fairly recently, this is how it's going to go, even if it doesn't actually go that way. So you're never actually second-guessing yourself, you're never second-guessing what the opponent's going to do, you just expect it. If it happens that way, it's great. If it doesn't, well then more than likely you're probably going to lose, and well, I guess most people would start talking about the wonderful world of Russian bias, RNG, and other stuff to try to explain away why it went the way it did, and rather than looking at, well, perhaps it should have started with a little bit of personal prep going into this, rather than, trying to find something along the way as a convenient excuse, if you will. And as you can see, I'm playing this match very cautiously, and if that is any telling tale, yes, I really did. I think maybe 2 matches before this just quit out of Rage Thunder and say, you know what, no, enough of that, and jump into this. And I think that cautiousness pays off when you're playing your medium tanks. Yes, you have the speed. Yes, you have the rapid fire. It doesn't mean you can take hits, though, especially in something as thinly armored as a Type 61. But if you can actually balance that and make use of it, it does serve quite well. Kind of a shame that the 105mm guns don't reload quite as fast as I think they should in World of Tanks, but can't really complain. Well, too much anyway. Too much. If guns in game had the appropriate reload rates that they should, at least in World of Tanks, nobody would play high-tier Soviet medium tanks. How did that work out for you, Bulldog? You weigh 30 tons. This thing weighs 45 tons. I wonder how that was going to work, us ramming each other at full speed. Oh, World of Tanks, you never cease to be so incredulously stupid at times. And that is one of the things that, at least for me, both makes the game fun and just makes me want to just face desk all day long. Nope, not today, sunshine. Repair it all you like. You just increased your replenishment costs. Nope. You all know how this is going to end, right? Nice side course, oh rough TD butt sex. Couldn't have asked it any other way. The benefit of actually doing this is twofold. One, I'm actually safe from his fire, and two, I'm preventing him from turning faster so he could engage either myself or the SP1C. So yeah, that was a fast match. Well, that's not really worthy of a YouTube video, so here's match number 2. Whereas last one was on Winter Himmelsdorf, we're gonna go on to the revamped Redshire. I'm pretty certain it should be pronounced Redshire, not Redshire, but oh, who's keeping score on correct English pronunciation anymore? Well, I can tell you no one in America is, so oh well. Carry on. So one of those, and this was, I think this was literally like the very next match after the one you just saw. I'd have to confirm that in my replays files, and well, I'm not quite feeling also lovingly about doing that. And just going off of my previous experience, I'm just sitting there going, Type 61, good gun depression, no hull armor, good trolley gun mantlet. Let me find a nice ridge to hide on. So we're going to do that. And then camp. Pitch the tent over the gun barrel. Hope they don't see you. You know, your typical World of Tanks goodness. I'm still trying to figure out, like, for the life of me, how a straw roof, okay, that it may have a little bit of wood on there for structural support, but it's mostly like straw, a little bit of wood, is able to stop like 75mm plus armor piercing. And you must keep in mind, in World of Tanks, you don't have armor piercing high explosive. That's not modeled. What you have is just basically solid shot. You have your solid shot standard armor penetrating ammunition, regardless of whether it's AV or APCR. You have your armor penetrating premium round, which is either some flavor of APCR or a chemical based armor defeating round, like either high explosive anti-tank or high explosive squash head in the case of certain British guns in the higher tiers. And then you've got your usual high explosive, and there's nothing in between. So you think about it and you go, that's rather unintuitive. You would expect that the solid shot would just go right through those things and not really pass, and really care about, you know, a few pieces of wood. You know, at least above like 75mm gun caliber. Now, maybe that's just me kind of going, like, wanting just a little touch more immersion in the game. A little bit more intuitiveness. maybe I've been playing War Thunder a little too much, and they do have destructible buildings in there. But, we can always hope, right? So, things are not looking good right now, just from a tactical perspective. And you can see me using the yield ridgeline warrior tactics again. The reason it's not looking good is that basically the enemy, while they are behind on individual tank kills, they are in a much stronger position right now, because most of our team is not in a position to defend the cap or support anyone in it that is in a position to defend the cap, which leaves them very liable to be overrun. And that also means that if those defenders are overrun, then, well, guess what? We can lose very quickly to a capture. And that's very likely with, wonderful positioning of enemy team and the amount of tanks that they're behind on. Wow. IS-7, Tier 10 heavy tank. Meat, Type 61. Glorious 105mm justice, dispensed over a ridgeline. Glorious Nippon steel. Take that there, Mr. Echo 5. Ow, ow, ow. ST1, bad, bad, bad. Okay. So, being that it doesn't really matter whether you are playing... Oh god, Death Star. No. Nope. I have not forgotten what being hit by one of those things feels like. Nope. And that's something really important. You got to... It doesn't really matter whether you've played the game very frequently or play it much at all. Is that one of the deciding things is not just you, as I highlighted in the previous replay, is your ability to critically think about the situation through second-guessing yourself, and I guess it really isn't really second-guessing per se in the negative sense, but, being critical of your own actions and then weighing what the enemy is actually doing rather than what you think they're doing. But it also comes down to weighing, or rather leveraging, your previous experiences thus far with certain types of vehicles, what types of threat they pose in certain situations, and prioritizing what you do through either dealing damage, assisting in dealing damage, or, turning around and running like a little bitch, because, 50 millimeters of armor versus 183 millimeter gun doesn't make sense to me. He could hit that thing in World of Tanks at like a 70-degree angle and it will still penetrate. And I'm not doing that. No. So, that was point number 2 I wanted to make. So now for point number 3. You typically will see people... I don't know... I guess it's because it's just human nature to seek out to and it's kind of a high degree, is that we seek out very predictable things we can anticipate, things that we can go with time and time again. But you always see certain patterns emerge on maps, and now this can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. If you get on a team and they all predict a certain thing and they behave a certain way, what you get is a lemming train. Typically bad. Now, if you are in the position of not having played in a while, maybe your anticipation of what will happen on a map is not up to date. Now, this can be a double-edged sword, okay? It can leave you out of position. It can lead to getting you killed. Likewise, if you don't have that reinforced sense of what the meta is on a given map, then, and I must stress, and you're playing the way you are naturally inclined to, it can create instances where you can exploit the enemy and 131, please. Please, how do you bounce off the side of a Type 61? Please, RNG check all day long. I will take it. At least against you. Anyway, continue on that idea. If you are in that position where your tactics are complementing the disposition of the enemy in such a way that you can bring down the hurt on them, then this is a good thing. Because it means that you have predictable targets that can't predict you. That's a good thing. I mean, to me, that is a very good thing, because you can see I have caught that a bunch of these people completely out of position. They were not expecting me to be there. And to be honest, I can see why. You don't expect in World of Tanks, well, actually, shooters in general, you don't expect players to be able to project a certain sense of awareness around them that I have made use of in this match, covering this entire corridor in front of me where these enemies are, and basically with the assistance of a few other teammates, just locking them down through supporting fire and spotting for the artillery, putting in the correct shot when we need it, tracking them out, all kinds of good stuff. In general, taking minimal damage in return and maximizing the pain on them, and that was a really unfortunate miss into his tracks. The old Japanese gun accuracy, trolling as usual, at least at range. And when it comes right down to it, is that most players, and it doesn't matter whether you're playing War Thunder or World of Tanks, or I would imagine it's the same in Armored Warfare, but I haven't played Armored Warfare PvE in a while, but they just don't shift on the battlefield despite having an engine, tracks, and mobility that could only be bested by aircraft. You know, I consider that a problem, but, you know, that's me. And I think that taken together, the being able to think critically about the situation, making certain that you're really where you need to be, and generally your knowledge, your previous experience in game is what is going to allow you to overcome these droughts in your experience playing a game. I must hasten to add that you must have reached a certain skill level before taking the break for this to mean anything. And that stands to reason, right? If you don't know how to angle your armor, you're not going to take a break and suddenly find yourself being god of armor angling. Likewise, if you can't hit the broadside of a barn, or put the shots where you need to put them, or give RNG the best chance possible, well, that break is probably not going to help you unless you have some outstanding RNG. Anyway, that's enough rambling. It's 1:10 in the morning, my time, and I'd like to get this video well and duly encoded, uploaded, and out to y'all. So, I'd like to bid you all a good day. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you around the channel. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments. Anyway, good night, good day, whatever it be to you when you're watching it. Adieu.